Hello everybody, it's your old friends and Monday Madness, and welcome to another episode of the Jellyfield Donut Podcast.
Oh wait, no, sorry.
Sorry, James just wants to go to the part that he wants to do. This hotly anticipated Pokemon. No, yeah, like I said, we are on to another episode of the Pokemon Indigo League. Hopefully you've been watching along with us. If so, we're sorry, because we're about to get to about fucking 6 months worth of filler, so strap yourself in, lads. I really hope you enjoy the Erica episode, because that is the only one that matters for about, what, 3 months, James, thereabouts? Yeah. So hopefully you enjoy it. I do feel we covered a lot of ground last week, though. You know, we kind of like dealt a lot with gender issues and you know,
Jellyfield donuts
and the issues that one gender feels all the time about it. The rest of us don't really care, but you know, that's the way it goes. At least now we're on to more standard practices here with some good old fashioned filler.
Absolutely.
And long may it continue.
This is what we should like just expect going forward.
I just feel like we should start drinking during the filler episodes, because it might actually make them more interesting.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Well, we gotta get us.
I love that your dog's head popped up there and he called her name. Anyway, so as James is doing that, we'll start off with the episode. So this episode is called Hypno's Naptime.
This may put you to sleep.
Oh, hello. Oh yeah, get that fucking ASMR in. You love to see it. Again, it really would not be a Monday Madness session if we didn't like fuck up our own audio. That is literally what we do.
Yeah.
I love that you triumphantly came back with a can and just like flaunting it to Burkle here. It's like, look, we've got cans. Look at this. Oh yeah, boy, yeah, boy.
No.
So,
she is still salty since.
No, I'm just excited to get going. You're interrupting this.
Fine.
She's so excited about this one episode about Hypno that she's really just wanted to get into it.
Yeah,
you know.
That's it.
All right, let's go.
Alright then. So, with that then, this episode starts off with our narrator bringing us back into the canon, which is Ash winning the Rainbow Badge, and says that our heroes find themselves in a new, currently unnamed city. Probably best.
It's probably just a suburb of Celadon City, to be honest.
It should be. They should have just said
They
that.
should just still be Celadon.
Yeah, it should be. Yeah, but there
is the Pokemon Mansion in Celadon.
There is
where
a
you
Pokemon
get Reeve.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they could have done that
on the top floor.
On the top floor. Very true. Very true. That comes into play later. Didn't go that way in fairness. No,
this is just the wrong side of Celadon City. It's like the bad part of town.
Yeah, they're in like they're in like East Celadon for the gym. It's like that's the nice part. That's where all the flowers are.
Yeah.
West Celadon is where all the fucking capitalists start.
Yeah.
You have to fucking watch out for them. You know, like literally Wolf of fucking Celadon City shit going on here. You know. So yeah, Ash marvels at the skyline, saying it looks like the buildings are closing in on them, and Misty remarking that they're so tall you can't even see the sky, so you're just seeing a line basically. So Ash, after all this, going like, well, we've been walking here for 3 hours, where are we? And Brock says apparently it's called Hop Town, which it's the wrong answer. Yeah.
Let's just move on.
It's just Celadon. We're just gonna call it. We're gonna rename Hop East Celadon. Nail on.
Yeah.
Actually, no. Which is worse? North Celadon.
North side.
North side, yeah.
North side's always the worst.
Yeah, oh yeah, North side, yeah, Scangers, yeah, absolutely. So yeah, Ash and Misty do 3 hops in reply as Pikachu rolls in, equally confused. I think this joke only works in Japanese.
Why? What was the town called in Japanese?
I don't know. I literally would say like the Hop could be like the literal translation of the town.
Yeah.
And like literally in Japan, it's an actual pun name of it. In the same way, like we have town that call the town Muff. And it's like, you know, it's kind of like, you know, I don't think it could be that, and that's why they do the 3 hops, and then like the translators hopefully is just like begging people to like not notice.
But they had the animation for it.
Yes, is it literally called Hop Town in the canon?
It's Yo Town.
Oh, there you go. That's what it is. Like so it's
what it was in Japanese.
Yeah. So that's how they should have just kept that then, to be fair, and then just like literally had yo-yos as the gag.
Way better.
Yeah.
Way better joke there.
But again, who knew that the Americans ruin all Japanese cartoons? Looking at you, Yu-Gi-Oh! Ash and Misty do 3 hops in reply, as we mentioned. A woman from Edishot calls out for Arnold.
Hey, Arnold!
Wrong cartoon. A woman runs in and grabs Ash into her chest, to everyone's surprise. She says she's been so worried.
Ash is an ass man.
Well, he's a fucking Norks man. He doesn't have a say in the matter. Like, literally, he is grabbed into the fucking chest. He is digging for fucking truffles there. Ash tries to get himself out to explain his name is Ash. More so the case. I fucking do. I can't breathe. Missy tries to introduce herself, but Brock pulls her away, going, "No, she's weird. Just fucking let him go. Let him go."
Ash has been adopted. Someone else's problem now.
Ash is going to a better Ash is going to a better place. Her Norks. Brock looking on in jealousy, going, "God, I wish that was me." The woman apologises by saying he looks just like Arnold. Yes, what?
Arnold.
I didn't realise his head was so square, but there you are. This is going to happen every time I mention that name, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to avoid that. They asked what
That's a cartoon that lives up to rewatching.
Well, then why did you do a podcast of this instead then?
Well,
why don't you do your own Hey Arnold podcast?
Maybe I will.
Go on then. Here, Rick, go on, get in fucking touch. Just swarm everything. We're going to do a watch along of Sabrina, then we're going to do fucking Arnold.
Sounds fantastic.
Yeah, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to have to edit to be fair, so yeah, fair enough.
Over 90s TV shows.
Yeah. And we'd have someone else on the podcast who'd be well in on that as well.
That's true. That's true. Not me, obviously. I'll be replaced.
Yeah.
With someone who would better banter. So we changed...
Someone who'll agree with me.
Oh, I see. So the all women podcast to get going soon. Is that what
James can be the token boy.
To be fair, it does change.
Yes, dear.
Yes. That's the only thing you have to say. Is that right? Yes, dear. James, can you move on to the next part of the page?
Yes, dear.
Jenny...
Jenny Hill Donut?
Yes. Yes, dear. So, what's your favourite character in Hey Arnold? Yes, dear.
Yours, dear.
You are my love. There you go. I mean, literally, you have to do the entire podcast as if you are reading it off the script. That's how it works. So yes, they changed the square where the 4 people are sitting down and listening to what's happened. Apparently, Arnold's disappeared for 3 days. And his mother can't find him, nor has she heard anything from him. Ash speculates if he left to become a Pokemon trainer, or apparently starting his own fucking cartoon, going with the sound of things. But his mother says he liked Pokemon, he never mentioned becoming a trainer.
Of course, like everyone else,
yes.
He loves Pokemon. Just hammer that in.
Yes.
Hey kids, you like Pokemon.
Yes, but you don't want to be a trainer though, do you? No, you're too shit to be a trainer. Like this kid, look at this gun, look at him, he's got dirt in his face. Yeah, and essentially Missy suspects he might come home soon, and the mother probably explains that Arnold isn't the only child to have gone missing recently. The team don't believe this, and their direction is turned to a wall of missing children posters. So it's like, oh, okay, this episode is taking a strange turn.
Yeah.
It's like literally like, okay, the opening plot essentially is like, oh yeah, all these children have gone missing in this big town. And
it's played off for oh no, it's not even oh shit, this is serious. Yeah. It's just weird. Isn't that so weird?
Isn't it crazy how they all seem to disappear at the same time?
Yeah.
Within the last 3 days, there's 10 missing children?
Yeah, at least, yeah. There's not 12 at this point. So, it's literally a case of
they themselves are kids, so wouldn't they be oh shit, we're next?
Yeah, they could. There's literally been horror movies of the same fucking story.
Yep.
This is a horror start to an episode. It's well, all these children gone missing. That means it is either a serial killer or a nonce or both in the fucking in the city.
In the vicinity.
That's why you don't go to North Celadon. That's where all the weirdos live. So
they get lured into the game corner.
That's it. Yeah, it's hey. Do you want to buy a Porygon? I've got a Porygon right here. It makes you go into epileptic fits. So,
do you want to drop on the ground and flop like a fish? Wrong.
Oh shit.
Wrong 90s cartoon.
So, I need to get wires crossed like that. So yeah, exactly. The team don't believe this, and the directions turn to the wall of children posters. They're surprised that there are so many of them. That is not, again, that the reaction is, well, there's so many of them, not your case of, oh shit, there's something happening in this town.
Yeah.
But Ash does actually assume that must be dangerous. Well, Misty says she'll be on the posters when she's a big famous star.
That is the most dense thing you can say.
That's the most dense thing that Misty has said all the show.
Yeah.
Literally, come on.
Here's the wall of kidnapped children. I want to be famous.
Why did they get posters? I want to be on milk cartons too. Like, again, I love that they just throw in these weird character traits for mostly Misty in these episodes, where like, okay, look, you've already established what she is. She's kind of like a bullish tomboy for most of this run.
Unless we want her to be pretty.
Pretty or insecure or both. You know, or want to be famous. Now she wants to be famous for just one episode. It's like, no, that's not how this goes. You know, who knew?
So she pretty much left her gym because her sisters were too famous.
Yes, she wanted to make her own fucking stand. Yeah. And here she is now wanting, I wish I was abducted.
Yeah. It's like, this is my chance of fame.
It's more of a case of, do you know what? I'd actually rather be abducted by somebody than hang around with Ash again. That's how bad this has gone. Neither Ash or Brock see any of that as worthy as a reply until Ash. Funny, it says, yeah, she might make it to horror movies, presumably as the villain. So returning to the conversation, someone says that they were all good children that disappeared.
Ash is going to be grand then.
Oh yeah, he's fucked. Yeah, no one wants
trail
him.
of explosions in his wake.
Exactly, you'll know he's coming. The person saying that was Officer Jenny.
Like he's gonna be safe. Like anyway, anyone trying to capture him would just throw him back.
Absolutely.
They realise, oh god, this guy hasn't watched in 4 months. Fucking take him away. Sorry,
this lad smells like a gloom.
I can't deal with children who don't change their underwear every day. I just it's too much. They're too high maintenance. Fuck that. She can't understand why they would be disappearing one by one as she looks to hang up another poster. So Ash approaches Jenny and asks the question that's all on her lips here. What relation is she to the ones from Maiden's Peak?
Also, they're not disappearing one by one. This has been 3 days. And it's not like one kid a day.
Yes, like I'm impressed that they got the actual meaning of one by one wrong immediately.
Yeah,
like immediately, like.
But this is going on for 3 weeks and one
gone every day.
At a day. Yeah, that would make sense.
There's actually a lottery in town going. Okay, bring your kids. Right, so next out of the hat is Robert. Get in the van.
Bye. Say goodbye to your parents, Robert.
Yeah, I'll never see them again. I still think there's a really sinister line through this episode, which we'll expand on shortly. Yeah. There will be a point where I'll go, haha, found yous. It's a case of turns out that Jenny in this town is the cousins of Maiden's Peak. Brock believes that this one is the most beautiful of all, while Misty quips that they all look alike.
Yeah.
It's a bit harsh from Misty there, isn't it? Well, not all police officers are the same, just saying. Shows you her political view. Brock charms Jenny by saying that it must be terrible looking for missing children. Swiping Ash away as well. Yeah, forget about him. Saying maybe they should work together to help, hand in hand.
Suspect number 1 right here.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, out of all the people, it's like, yeah, I want to go with
he's just arrived in
What is it for serial killers to try to get inside the investigation?
Yes. That's true.
They can try to veer it off in the wrong direction.
I get the feeling the likes of Officer Jenny are not briefed on serial killers in the Pokemon universe. Something about that just doesn't really ring true, So essentially, it's Jenny warns it not to get in the way of the investigation, so she's happy to have the attention, I guess. Ash looks back at Arnold's mother and says she reminds him of his own mother, and we flash back to the beach episode of all things. I love that. Like this worried, upset mother is sitting by alone by a square in the square, and Ash immediately goes, reminds me of my own mother, and immediately cuts to her arse. It's like, really makes sense there, Ash. Jesus Christ, issues. And Ash says she must be worried and decides that Detective Ash Ketchum solves the mystery.
Is this where the idea of Detective Pikachu comes in?
Yes, but Ryan Reynolds wouldn't agree to be an Ash Ketchum.
Yeah, well, who would?
Yeah, in fairness.
It's not ever going to get a sequel.
Depends on what Ryan Reynolds, to be fair. It's his fucking project.
He's very busy, bringing Wrexham into the football.
Oh yeah, Wrexham is a serious project, the pride of Wales, Wrexham,
James is unaware.
No, exactly. Doesn't even know what Wales is.
Mac from Was Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Him and Ryan Reynolds bought a football club in Wales to try and bring it into the big leagues.
That's so random. What the hell?
And it's great. I love it.
Yeah, they're actually they got a TikTok to sponsor the club as well.
Yeah.
So TikTok is their fucking sponsors.
And I literally think it was a case of they had a map and we're just like, that one.
I like to think they were writing something themselves and they thought of an original character called Wrexham. And then when they're looking to do like the legal stuff, like can we copyright Wrexham? Realize, oh shit, it's a town in Wales. Well, fuck that. Let's just buy Wrexham.
Yeah, that's a great shout. Actually.
So in a couple of years' time, when they actually do make a profit out of Wrexham, they'll just go, yeah, here's the thing. We were doing this for a role, and yeah, we're actually liquidating the entire city. So get the fuck out.
Oh no.
I'm not saying they're bad people, but I'm just saying. So as Detective Ash Ketchum does don his fucking like deerstalker here, Missy shrugs as Brock is enamored with Jenny and Ash is shadowboxing because nothing says a good detective like shadowboxing.
Yeah.
Remember that episode where Columbo learns to be a professional boxer?
No, I don't. But I do remember Angela Lansbury did it.
Angela Lansbury is fucking serious. Yeah. Like, she'll beat the shit out of
anyone. Didn't Sherlock do it as well?
Well, Sherlock. There's been so many variations of Sherlock. I can believe that one of them is where he's a UFC fucking star. Like that's what you get.
I mean, Robert Downey Jr. has done an awful lot of films at this stage.
He has, hasn't he? Yeah, and a lot of them are pretty fucking bad. Yeah. Including that one. We'll never talk about that one.
There was 2.
Oh god, there was 2 of them.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Okay, we're not talking about that on the podcast. That is vetoed. Angela Lansbury, on the other hand, kick the shit out of him. We'll actually have to have like a fucking like Royal Rumble style format for detectives. Like, here, Rick, you love doing fucking World Cups, right? Get your man to do a World Cup of detectives and get us on the fucking show.
Yes.
Come on, let's do it. My money's on Columbo. That guy knows shit. Like all the bumbling and all this stuff. That's
I'm going for Detective Pikachu.
Yeah, but that's because he's voiced by Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, that's Velma from the Scooby Gang. She's the only one who has her shit together.
That's true. She would count. Now, in fairness, right, I would see that one. I know it's filler. Give us a second here, right?
This is more interesting.
This is the World Cup of Detectives, right? It's something you now have to do, low blows, right? I've literally said it on this, and you have a few weeks now to get your shit together, right?
You can tell it's filler by the amount we go off.
We don't give a flying shit about this one, right? Literally. So
we don't care about those missing kids.
You cannot tell me, right? The semi-finals, right, for World Cup of Detectives. One side, Angela Lansbury, right?
Yeah.
Right. Another one, Columbo has to get there. Columbo's got me top tier, right? Horatio Caine. And
no.
And Benedict Cumberbatch Sherlock.
No,
Hercule Poirot from.
Fuck Horatio Caine, Poirot. There we go. Right, so that's 4. That's a serious contendership there. That's a battle royal.
Benny gets it for me.
Wait,
you're talking about the
World Cup, yeah, sorry.
Anyway, so we have to discover where these kids are going, Jonathan.
I didn't realise you were attracted to dormouses, but fair enough, fucking hell. We learned a lot about you now. So, alright, where were we at? Yeah, shit. Right, let's get back into this. Right, so, Officer Jenny explains what the situation is. Everyone's walking down the street. All the missing children have disappeared 3 days ago. So we actually do have a detective story here. Brock asks if the children have anything in common, and Ash goes, "Yes, that's a good question. Do any of the kids have anything in common?"
He said that's an excellent deduction, which is not a deduction.
No.
That is a question.
It's a question.
You failed at the first hurdle. Durdle. Can you repeat that question? So, in fairness, I really do want to make that pun if someone falls over. If a Northern Irish man falls over, you fell the first hurdle. I'm going to steal that line. You can't do anything about it. So Jenny responds with a no, but she speculates other kids might know something. They stop as they reach a Pokemon Center, as Brock says they should ask the kids in here if they know anything. Because again, it's kind of weird that Brock is going, let's ask the kids what they know.
All the kids hang out at the animal hospitals.
I know my kids would.
Cats got to leave the vats.
They're literally just like screaming, going, I want to see dead cats. They're really weird kids, I'll be honest. They stop as they reach a Pokemon Center, and again, it's another brilliant deduction, knowing that kids hang around Pokemon Centers.
No!
So literally, it's a case of like, I love that, like, in my mental image here, like, I wanted to see this as like the Pokemon Center, there's loads of kids throwing around, and just off to the side is a white van with free candy written on the side. Free rare candies. But I know, is that good?
Oh, that was good.
That was funny,
I liked that.
Thank you. Yeah. So inside the basic Pokemon Center, Jenny shows a picture of a missing child to 2 others and asks them about the child. One doesn't know, but the other one says yes, they play with them all the time. But doesn't know when was the last time they saw them. Brock flies in and sternly tells the children to answer truthfully to this beautiful young lady.
Good cop, insane cop.
Good cop, horny cop is what I would say. There's your title. So Jenny now tells him that he's getting in the way. I really don't want that show to make the air. Good cop, horny cop. That would be that's a fucking Pornhub special if anything, isn't it? Like fucking hell. So Jenny now tells him
which one is Cagney, which one's Lacey?
That's a good point. I think they interchange.
Oh, okay.
They flip a coin and just go from there. So Jenny now tells Brock he's getting in the way. I think you find his stiffy is getting in the way, but fair enough. Ash and Misty approach the desk to nurse Joy. Ash quipping he's also related to the Joy from Midden's Peak. And she goes, yes I am. And just leave it at that. There you go. Misty says they're here asking about the missing children. And Joy says she saw it on the news. I was like, yes, could you maybe tell us more? Ash asks her for anything she knows on about it. But Joy wants to help, but she's got her own mystery on her hands here. Missy asking, what is that mystery? Joy explains that all the Pokemon at the centre are behaving very strangely. So we cut to inside the hospital, where Joy brings everyone inside. We see a Cubone, an Oddish, they're lopping on a table. There's a Psyduck kind of lolling around.
The Cubone is so cute.
Isn't it just?
It's so cute. And
Isn't
it's
it
so sleepy. It's just like a newborn Cubone.
It's like a greyhound.
Yeah, that's maybe why I'm so attached to it.
It's so cute until you realise it's sleeping literally in its mother's skull.
Like, I don't see the issue with that.
How? What the fuck is wrong with you? Who hurt you?
The last episode.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. She now had to be, manly, blocky, I can sleep in bones, and there's other Pokemon around as well. There's Charmander on like an opposite counter, and there's Joy holding like a magic carp at the moment. So she directs her attention to the dolls of Cubone and Oddish, and the magic carp is affected too. It's hugely full of life. That's because it's dying, gasping for air. And it thinks it's going to die.
Like holding the fish out. I don't know why the fish is not feeling
okay. I'm dying.
Something's
I'm
missing
dying
for this fish. Like, I don't know. Like,
it's
maybe it's cold. Maybe it needs more blankets.
Yeah, it's just dead. It's just fucking completely dead, dude. Like,
it's all wet. Dry it off.
Someone get a hairdryer.
Hang on, I'll just throw it to the air. That'll dry it. He likes that, doesn't it? So Mr. Cripps said the magic is gone, and Ash thinks it's ready for the deli counter. Not gonna lie, lads, I'm not gonna eat a magic carp. Like, we've already established it has fuck all meat to it. So
yeah.
And Joy then says that this Charmander's flame could nearly go out. So it's dire times. We could lose a Charmander. You know, an actually good Pokemon. Joy picks up Psyduck, holding its head with his hand, saying it's in terrible shape. It's like, I love the sequence here. It's like, this Cubone and Oddish are feeling really lazy. This Magikarp is flopping around. This Charmander could die. But this thing, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with it. So Ash consults his Pokedex, and it states that it's the water Pokemon Psyduck, which uses mysterious powers, which Misty finds hard to believe. Ooh, isn't that a Chekhov's duck for later on, eh?
Boo.
Shut up. Joy is asked when this started happening, and she says about 3 days ago. Brock notices this is around the same time as the children disappearing, which is a connection. Jenny wonders if there is a connection between the two, as Ash says one mystery leads into another.
Not really.
No, it doesn't. Like, these are actually, if anything, at the moment, these are two coincidences.
Yeah.
And Brock has just said, I wonder if they're the same. When it's not. Again, strange
things. Like, there's not enough proof that they're the same.
Absolutely, yeah. Like again, at this point, you're just going, strange things are happening in North Celadon.
Yeah.
Because we're not calling a fucking hop town.
Yo.
Shut up. I was way too gangster, man. You have to do that. You have to slow it down. That's why they couldn't call it that. Just people would just immediately think they're watching something else.
You just got that Zoidberg. Yo, give me the ball.
And then everyone gets sprayed with ink and he runs away. Anyway, so Joy is obviously explaining this. Ash Ketchum says, "Aha! It's another puzzle for me to solve." Because of course he's a massive detective, don't you know? Yeah. Missy then asks him, "Have you thought of anything?" And he goes, "Nothing." So
at least he's honest here.
He's honest, yeah, to his credit. He's making CSI New York at the minute, so that's a start. That's the tier list we're at. Jenny says it's very strange if something starts buzzing. Missy assumes it's a radio, but it's not. It's actually a little kind of gizmo gadget thing.
This has me feel really annoyed. This whole
another episode.
No, I don't mind.
Are you saying that women can't be engineers, Burkball? Is that what you're saying? You're saying that Officer Jenny can't make a machine for herself?
I absolutely am not saying that. I am saying that does the science should annoy you too.
Oh, it does. I'm getting to this.
Okay.
We are not alone in this situation. Okay. And we'll have to explain this to James as well. So yes, she takes out a gizmo that looks like a radar and says it's picking up something. Mm-hmm. Brock quips that it's a handsome guy detector, but Jenny cuts him off going, I don't sense anything. But don't tish. Jenny explains that it's a sleep wave detector. Sleep wave detector, yes. So, saying she's picking up a lot of them lately, further explaining they are wavelengths that induce sleep. Joy states that nothing in the centre could be emitting those wavelengths. Jenny says that they're coming from outside as Pikachu suddenly gets drowsy and flops over the table. Brock then makes a connection between the sleep waves and the Pokemon's condition. Now, Burkball, me and you are scientists. Or at least we were last time I checked.
Yes.
What is the issue with a sleep wave detector? Or indeed calling them wavelengths?
There is a lot to delve into.
Yes.
But number one, sleep waves, not a thing.
No.
A detector for sleep waves, also not a thing.
No.
By the fact that sleep waves don't exist.
Yes.
So why would you have a detector for something you know doesn't exist? Unless, now, any engineers out there listening, you might want to create a sleep wave detector to, in fact, prove us wrong on this podcast.
Okay, counterpoint. If I yawn, you yawn as well. So there we go, I'm emitting sleep waves, which are spreading.
No, that's just COVID.
I have, actually for the crack, I did actually look this up. And they have they're using the wrong terminology.
Yeah.
What they actually do mean is delta waves.
Right.
Which is actually, there's different types of
Also COVID related.
Also COVID related, yeah, exactly. And they really shit themselves over this new wave that's coming out now. Shut up. Come on, let's be honest. If we do get a new variant here, we're obviously just going to be making puns about that for the entire show.
Yeah.
You've got COVID Mewtwo.
Hey! There you go.
Oh no.
Please leave your own house. So yeah, essentially, there are different waves that induce sleep, and delta waves is that. So it's more of a case, but that's it's internal brain function. It's more of a case.
It's not a thing that is emitted from a person. It is internal to the brain.
Exactly. Yeah. Because there's different ones that do different signals, if you like, and delta is the one for sleep, and for REM sleep specifically. But again, in the Pokemon universe, you could argue that there's a Pokemon that can emit brainwaves.
Yeah. Okay.
Because they have done that with Kadabra and Alakazam. So, but I am going to mock the fact that he called them wavelengths. And go, what are you going to measure with that? Light? Boom. Checkmate.
Radio.
Checkmate. Optics. Boom. I said, they're making wavelengths. Oh, what colour are they? Are they 470 nanometers? I don't think they are. And that's red, by the way. If you
can't see that.
Oh shit!
This is a sensitive subject here.
Is it?
Let's move on.
Let's move on.
Is that what's happening? Is it Alright, so
awkward.
So Ash tries to get Pikachu to wake up, but to no avail. Jenny figures they should try to find the source of the sleep waves. They see another detector which sounds different to Jenny's one, and we see it's Team Rocket's version. And Jessie says it's coming from this town. So both of them are looking for sleep waves here. Mm-hmm. But as you can see, again, Team Rocket have a different plan here. Their master plan is to knock at the boss. They're literally going to give the boss a nap. Right? Here's the logic. Because when they find the boss, right, they're going to put him to sleep and they can go on a vacation. They literally want a break. They're being overworked so much that they want to actually make their boss go to sleep so they can fuck off for a holiday.
This is just a purse excuse of a Rocket, plan.
Yeah.
Because, pretty much all they do is fuck up. So how have they, I'm sure the boss just is not even paying attention to what they're doing.
Oh, they don't give a shit. We've already established that Jessie and James are the Team Rocket's tax sink.
Yeah.
They literally will burn out the budget so they don't have to pay anything in tax.
Yeah.
We've already established that. So Meowth in particular has his eye on a fishing expedition because cats like fish, would you believe?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, shockingly. They start crying because they've been working so hard on being bad, and they all need a break as they start openly weeping on each other, which it's kind of like a sign of people being overworked, to be fair.
Yeah.
We've all been there, except for me. I'm emotionally dead. Back with Jenny as they patrol the streets, Jenny stops and reckons they're coming from the tall building in front of them. Ash marvels at the size of it, and Jenny believes that they're coming from the roof. So they run inside, and the group are in a nice little elevator, growing up as Jenny confirms the waves are getting stronger the higher they go. We see an R, presumably for roof or rockets, depending
Ooh.
on, you never know. And the doors open as they reach the top. The detector is going off as they see an exit door which everyone approaches. Jenny turns the handle and they go out to the door to find a mansion on top of the skyscraper.
There's an Eevee in there.
There should be, in fairness.
Yep.
Going by the game, we get an aerial shot of it as everyone realises what it is. Jenny sees the signals are coming from the mansion as Ash starts running towards it. Ash runs up the steps, crouches down, fucking MGS style, pressing his ear to it. Motions the others are to join him, which they do. And Ash says there's someone inside and he decides to go in. So he's switched from detective to Navy SEAL in like fucking 5 seconds flat here.
And they're all just going with it.
I mean, Ash is enjoying himself. Like, you don't want to interrupt that.
In fairness, like this is the point where like his like skill set of being a rash like mutton head is actually working to his advantage.
Yeah.
Because he gets to be a rash mutton head.
Yeah.
So both Ash and Brock take their marks and both tackle the doors open. And they run in to see that there's a gathering of people dressed in formal wear, much to their surprise. And in the centre of the room sit 2 Pokemon, men in tuxedos, women in evening gowns surrounding them, and Ash and Brock try to figure out what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
It's an opium den.
It's not. It's something more insidious than that, as
Yeah.
I'll talk about later on.
What?
It's an opium den, not fucking amnesia den. That's not how it works. But we'll get back to that because that is the first half of this episode done.
Mm-hmm.
So with that in mind, guys, as we know, we don't have ad breaks on this channel because who the fuck would want to put adverts on it on this show? So with that in mind, we do what we always do on this, which is
Who's that Pokemon?
right then. So where we left you last, Burtbot has smashed literally the glass ceiling and got maximum points by successfully remembering Dragonair.
Yeah.
Is a thing.
So it's shiny jewels.
It's so pretty. Again, the field is kind of bunched up a little bit now because of that. So
Yeah.
Burtbot, you have been hyping this up now for 2 weeks.
I am really, really proud of this one, and you just know you're gonna get it on the first fucking.
I am really hoping we do, just to prove the point.
Yeah.
And to just burst that hype bubble that clearly our viewers have been living under for the last 2 weeks.
I feel like even if you do get it, you should just allow me this win.
That's not how this works, but carry on.
Oh.
So, are you looking to get a share in the points from us?
Because just give us some wrong information. It worked for me 2 weeks ago.
Didn't backfire on you at all.
No, not whatsoever. Who knew that birds couldn't peck? Fuck if I know. So.
Have you found it?
Okay. This is taken from the Pokedex.
Mm-hmm.
From which gen?
From Let's Go Gen.
Let's go eat Pikachu and Eevee. Okay,
Yeah.
right.
Okay. Be careful that I don't say this Pokemon's name because it's mentioned in the Dex entry.
Yeah.
Call it Jim.
It makes its underlings gather food for it, dining solely on the most nutritious and delicious fare.
Okay.
So James gets first pick.
He does.
Alright, just gonna open up the Pokedex, so...
No, you can't look at the Pokedex.
Okay.
No, I thought you were
Just to see who we've picked and who we haven't in the past.
So, it makes its underlings gather food for it, dining solely on the most nutritious and delicious fare.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I have an idea.
Persian.
I like your idea of it, but I was actually going the other way. I was going with Parasect because it would have powers that would send mushrooms to it. You would eat the mushrooms and it would evolve from it.
I was more going like an Abby cat,
yes.
Making it.
So we've got 2 different angles. This is what's great about a generic Dex entry because it means we both have very different lines of logic here. So, okay, I'm gonna go with Parasect and James gonna go with Persian.
You're both wrong.
All right. Okay, we're at 4 points here. Here we go.
Okay.
Now I feel like this is probably more like this is a clue to you guys because you're like sort of obsessives about the game.
That is
Us?
true.
What?
Never. No.
Whereas I feel like
They already played it.
is
haven't played
this
that,
would stump me,
Okay.
but it is found in lots of roots in yellow. So I'm going to go with the yellow roots. 9, 10, 11, 16, 18, 21 And the Pokémon Mansion.
Okay, I think I've got something for this.
Okay, I'm gonna. I don't know those routes off the top of my head, but I'm going through my head for what's in the mansion. To see. So it makes its underlings gather food and it eats whatever there.
Nutritious and delicious fare.
I do have my one locked in already. I think I know what it is. James, you do get first twist on this, so.
Yeah. Eradicate.
That was actually gonna be my pick.
Oh.
That was actually it, because I think like even one of its abilities is gluttony. And it's part of its fucking like thing that it keeps eating everything. That's how it got bigger.
Going through it being like, okay, what's in Pokemon Mansion? You have your Muck, you have your Grimer Muck, you have your
Eradicate,
have your Eradicate, you have your Coughing and Wheezing, you have your Magmar,
Yeah.
and your Ponyta Rapidash.
Yes. So it wouldn't be that. So it's no. I do think it's Eradicate. So just for Pigarn, just for the laugh, I'm just gonna say it's Growlithe.
Golduck? Sorry, no, I went with Eradicate.
Yeah, Eradicate.
Yeah.
Fuck's sake.
What gave it away was the Pokemon Mansion.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's what it was. Even when you said like on the routes, then I was thinking like, okay, this work actually chains up together.
Yeah.
But
See, that would have been a good click for me, but yeah, I was worried.
I was going through
that
the routes and it's like, wait, 9 and 10. Where is that again?
I'm kind of rotten because like literally I got that like almost straight away.
Aww.
And because like we were very polite and leaving letting whoever was behind go first.
But
that's
as is tradition.
That is the right way of doing it. That is the right way of doing it. But exciting enough, that means, James, you are now leading.
Woo!
By 1 point.
Happy days.
And I can't respond to that. I have to slow you down next round. Or get or leak it to Burkbot.
Let's see, Burkbot could get 5 and bring her up to 36, and we're really close to
We are, yeah. No, that's it. It's in fairness, like you've
I am actually fuming. I thought I would get more than.
I think, to be fair,
the
like
mansion gave it away.
the mansion gave it away,
I
but
should have gone with my other one.
the Dex entry was great though. In fairness,
Yeah.
that was one of the better Dex entries.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't think you can.
As soon as I
fault
saw that, I was like, yes, I have them. And then, like, as soon as I picked what my next clue was going to be, I was like,
Yeah.
fuck, that's just going to give it away. 'Cause
Yeah.
they're fucking nerds.
Same as like ability and stuff like that would give it away.
My other clue was that it evolves at the same number in the Pokedex as it is. So
that is a good fact, but then that also narrows it down quite a bit because
Yeah.
someone's not going to evolve at level 110.
yeah.
So
I don't know who's number 30 or 35.
Yeah,
who's
would be
number 28. Like it could have been.
no, that's true actually as well.
Could have
Yeah.
been Primate.
Couldn't Primate, yeah, exactly. Primate is like 50s, I think. So
Is it?
yeah, thereabouts, yeah.
But yeah, like I could have been thrown off by that.
Yeah,
Anyway, I'm raging
it's fine. You did slow us down a little bit, so that's
a
something.
little bit.
Yeah. So anyway, back
Waste
to
of a good Dex entry though. I drank your tea. Yeah, you were taking too long.
I actually thought that was like. But to be fair, you got a can of beer, like.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
made yourself a cup of tea, then went and got yourself a beer. I was like, Gran, I'm going to drink your tea.
Before the podcast, Burkbot, would you like a cup of tea? No.
Snoozy loo.
Do you know what the gas thing is? I love the one thing about doing these podcasts with people who are in a relationship is that you actually get to be here for the domestics. It's great. It's like literally being a fly on the wall. It's awesome. We're gonna fight now in a few minutes. It's gonna be great. So,
Anyway, can we hurry up and finish this episode?
no, I think I'll let this stretch this out a little bit, you know? We start with the second half of the show then with stunned silence. Everyone from everyone in the room until a gentleman go ask the team if they're new members. And he has a real kind of posh, upper class voice.
Jacob Rees-Mogg.
Yeah, I immediately got hack of Rees-Mogg. I get a hack of something else off these people though, until we get to the name of it. So, I think another child's been taken outside. So, Ash doesn't understand. Jenny cuts in to say she's been observing sleep waves coming from here. The man takes a second to think and nods towards the Pokemon, holding a pendulum in his hand. So Ash doesn't understand. Jenny cuts in to say she's been observing sleep waves coming from here, and the man takes a second to think and nods towards the Pokemon, holding a pendulum in its hand. He explains that this Hypno might have been admitting them. Ash consults his Pokedex, which explains Hypno's hypnotic abilities.
Right.
The camera pans to the other Pokemon, which Misty asks about. The Pokédex says it is a Drowsy, a descendant of the dream-eating tapir, which is apparently a Pokemon that's well extinct at this stage.
Yeah.
You knew that tapirs could eat dreams? Yeah, it's a weird one. We should really explore this in real life to see if tapirs can be used in that regard.
I would check the
Just give you good dreams.
Yeah. Apparently that's what the designs of Pokemon saw with a tapir. It's like, oh, that looks like it eat my dreams.
Yep.
It is actually a thing. It's a Baku.
Yeah.
Oh, Baku,
they're in Dublin Zoo.
Yeah.
A Japanese supernatural being in Dublin Zoo, yeah?
Oh yeah. No, tapir are in Dublin Zoo. I thought you were looking up our tapir's real animals.
No, I knew tapir. Like, they're little kind of wannabe elephants.
Wannabe elephants. You think tapirs are wannabe elephants?
Yeah.
Well, fucking Charles Darwin's gonna have a field day with you, sunshine. Fucking hell. Wannabe elephants. Wow.
In fairness, if you were to give her a Rorschach test, every answer would be elephant.
Elephant.
Look, Chinese mythical chimera with an elephant's trunk is what they're saying a Baku is. And then that the tapirs are descendants from it.
Incidentally, Wannabe Elephants is the name of Burt Brott's new indie band, and it's going really well so far.
That is a great name.
You should download their single on Spotify. What's your single on Spotify called?
Tusk.
Tusk. The name of their single is called Tusk. You can download it now on Spotify.
And when you look up Tusk and you see Fleetwood Mac, you know that's the best.
That's a
song.
cover. It's a cover.
They're covering
Yeah.
it's a better cover than ours.
You now have. you now have. I'm not giving you enough time. You now have 3 weeks to create a song called Tusk and put it on Spotify. So get going. I know I have a lot on as it is, but you better get cracking on that now. So, it's apparently Drowsy was the first known Pokemon to use Hypnosis and Dream Eater. The first Pokemon to do a combo. Who knew? Brock interjects by saying that Hypno is the evolved form of Drowsy, to which the gentleman agrees, saying that Drowsy recently evolved into one about 3 days ago. Once again, the team made the connection about the lethargic Pokemon and missing children. A man in the caveat and top hat explained they'd been using the Pokemon instead of using sleeping pills. And when Missy asks who they are, the man say they are the Pokemon Lovers Club.
Oh.
Now,
Yeah.
I'm just going to go out on a limb here and say this is a secret sex club.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you why, because when I was watching this entire episode, I don't know it just seemed like a strange coincidence, but the South Park episode about Nambla just kept popping into my head. Like
The fact that sorry, go on ahead.
Like the connections were like all the children are going missing, right?
Yeah.
We will find out that the Hypno, right, who Dex entry also alludes to it hypnotizing children in particular,
Yep.
and leading them into lost forests,
Yep.
right? That is a really fucked up Dex entry. So we all
The
know
fact that you had that in Fire Red Leaf Green.
Yes.
As a subplot.
that is a subplot. You actually have to rescue a child from a Hypno, right? And I literally do mean rescue, by the way. And as I said, like these people are just like all around and admiring the Hypno's work at hypnotizing all these children who are now on their grounds, by the way, pretending to be Pokemon. So now they're conditioning them to be Pokemon, right, for their own Pokemon Lovers Club.
Yeah.
Yep. And they have them there ready to hypnotize things at a moment's notice. It doesn't hesitate to hypnotize.
It literally clicks in.
Oh, there's another one. I'll hypnotize it now.
Yes.
No question. No like. I don't
Yeah.
recognize this. Am I supposed to hypnotize this one too?
Yeah. Exactly. And literally, the only thing that tips you off is that the Pokemon are feeling sick about it because, like, you would be if you saw some kids being groomed to be you.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So this is this is literally like this is the this is literally the dinner parties. This is the fucking like the fucking Epstein files all over again. This is their answer to Clay Maxwell. So again, I love it. He explains that every member adores Pokemon and have collectively agreed Hypno is their favourite. Of course it is. He's doing such solid work for you with his little black book. So they all helped make Drowsy evolve, much to their delight. He explains. Okay, this is where at this point where I think they're starting to cover for themselves, right?
Yeah.
He explains that the inner city life is extremely stressful and that all the members suffer from insomnia.
And of course they don't sweat.
No, they don't. You're right. You can see that. You can see that in them. Like they wonder.
Birdbot just got the reference.
Yeah, to be fair, one did look a lot like Andrew Neil actually. More to mention it. Yeah, funny how that works, isn't it? Hypno puts them all to sleep, and we see an example of an old man who looked a bit like Vince McMahon for my look for some reason. Maybe someone can confirm that when they're looking back at this episode. Staring at the Hypno as a Pokemon mumbles its name, Hypno. It's very creepy.
Yeah, it is creepy. It's like full Brock perv mode.
Yes.
Level of
maximum perv, yeah. And we still, it's like it's a still of Hypno with the waves. So there's no like movement.
Yeah.
I don't know if they like
forgot to animate that,
or more of a case of like, oh shit, we might get a fits from this one again.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah. Either way, then it actually does work, and the old man does go asleep. So Ash then concludes. Remember, Detective Ash Ketchum here. That the Hypno sleep waves are affecting all the Pokemon in the center. Missy helps take Pikachu out of his bag as an example. Brock then speculates that the Pokemon being affected is a side effect, as Hypno normally uses its powers on other Pokemon. But since the wavelength is changed for humans, the Pokemon suffer the side effect. So I get I looked as well as like Brock has kind of made the excuse for the Nambla Club themselves.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yes, no, that's definitely what it is. It must have been a side effect. Yes, no, we better deal with this now. We have no idea that this was causing such terrible things on the ground below.
Yeah.
Us elites, no, certainly not. Put the children away, please. Don't let them see them. So the children agrees that they may have caused a terrible situation. As Brock continues, that another side effect would have been that children were affected as well, which obviously is coming to pass here.
You know, because it is known to affect things that are well outside of the range of directly in front of me.
Yes. That's
like it really does seem give more credence that Hypno was hypnotizing the children.
Yes,
like directly,
yeah. Like it's a kind of thing where like, okay, so you're assuming like a childlike brain is being like is actually more like affected to it, while an adult brain is somehow resistant to it.
Mm-hmm.
Likely story. Again, Brock really kind of covering for these nonsense here, going like this is like, yes, no, totally agree what he says. He's a smart boy, isn't he? Yes. Would you like a membership?
We already know he's a founder.
So, Missy carries Pikachu to a cushion near the Drowsy and Hypno pedestal. Again, the weird thing is they have him on a pedestal as well. They're literally the centre of the room. Fucking hell. And Missy tries out the Hypno for herself, to which Hypno does his thing, and Missy is entranced and starts acting like a seal. See, it's just so quick to indoctrinate everyone. You know, it's amazing. It's magical work they have. And again, like, bear in mind that it's also meant to be like a Pokemon fan club.
There is a Pokemon fan club in the games.
Yes, in Vermilion City. Where that guy is actually
really like the Rapidash.
Yeah, I really like the Lapidash.
Ravishing.
Yes. I would never call a horse ravishing. Never.
No.
I mean...
He did.
He did. He did a lot of things with that fucking Rapidash.
Oh
no. he rolled it over fences.
Gave it sugar lumps?
Yes. Brought it to the horse dentist. That's clearly what I meant. What were you thinking of?
Okay.
So Ash then asks what's wrong, and Brock says she's been affected by the sleep wave. Again, like Missy's a teenager, so you could argue that she's kind of in the range. So the Lovers Club members look on. As Ash says they do something, Missy stands up and runs out, knocking everyone back. Missy is then chased out the door into the gardens outside. Missy continues to bark and clap like a seal as she runs along. She really kicked into the role playing really fucking quickly, didn't she? Well, fucking hell. So she runs along as Ash is surprised to see a park this big in the city. Now this is a weird one where like they're on top of a skyscraper.
Yeah.
And then suddenly they're at ground floor in a park.
Off. Yeah.
No, they have to go down in an elevator. So literally it was a case like Missy got the elevator herself, and then everyone had to go, oh, we get after her. So just
I'm going.
Stop the nonsense. To their surprise, they see Misty by a lake acting like a seal. Once they finally finish chasing her. So the chasing party here is Ash, Brock, Jenny, and Reese Mogg, as we're going to call them, because fucking change approved to that. And she's acting like a seal, but she's joined by other children, all acting like different Pokemon. We see them acting like a Bulbasaur, there's a Butterfree, there's a Caterpie, Gloom. Jenny realises they're all the same missing children from the city. And Ash is obviously very confused by what he's seeing. I think everyone's going to be very confused what they're seeing, to be fair. And Brock coins it Pokemonitis.
Like, they're not exactly hiding, so how do you not notice children even that late in the evening?
Yeah.
But also the fact that he's like, they just have Pokemonitis. That's a thing.
They're definitely not being groomed to be Pokemon.
This is the cover story that we've all been told to say.
Yes.
If we're ever caught, it's Pokemonitis.
Yep, that's it.
Yep,
of course. I do like the idea of Brock being a secret member of this club.
Yeah.
Especially considering he wants to be a Pokemon breeder.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Good cover.
Yeah.
Good cover. Apparently football coach was taken. But the wavelength sent out by Hypno is making the children think they were Pokemon, and Ash presumes that Misty is suffering from it too. The gentleman is baffled by how this could have happened. As
I'm
we see.
sure.
Yes, it's I don't know what could have really caused this occurrence to happen. Ooh.
Look, we will investigate it and we'll determine it wasn't our fault.
Yeah. We've looked into it and we made sure it wasn't us.
Yeah.
Take our word for it, we're the elites. So the gentleman is baffled by how this could have happened. Missy is still stealing away, while another girl is splashing in a pond like a Magikarp. We see a panic shot of more kids acting like Pokemon until Jenny tries to snap them out of it, saying their parents are worried sick. She tries to pick the Magikarp girl out of the puddle, but she pulls back and immediately goes back to being Magikarp. That's how strong the indoctrination is, folks.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, it's literally a fucking sex cult.
Yeah.
Like, the thing is, at least she's not flopping around in the actual lake, because then she'd die.
She'd be drowning.
You know,
yeah,
at least
that's
she's
fair.
like has the intelligence of a Magikarp, which is like, oh, this puddle will do.
Yes. I don't.
She's been watching SpongeBob, dropping the ground and flopping
Not
like a
like
fish.
fish.
Yeah, that's clearly how it works. So, Ash and Brock then try to think of a solution until the gentleman suggests, why don't we use drowsy to cure children? His reasoning is that sleep emits dream wavelengths
Oh, God.
that could counter Hypno sleep waves. Yes.
And I love how he's got this like this, and everyone's just like, that must be true, because that further shows that he's part of this cult.
Not even that, but he also has like a cover story ready to go
Yeah.
on the
In case we
eventuality.
get caught.
Yeah.
Yeah, eventuality. It's like, oh yes, no, well, we just recently evolved this Hypno. We've no proof of that, of course, but you know, this is we have a drowsy just in case, you know, because you know, just in case we need to cure the children.
Look, we used to have a safe words. This is better.
Yes, and Brock immediately goes, yeah, I like that reasoning. Let's do it.
Yeah.
It could work. I'm an expert in dreamwaves now. Back in the mansion, Misty is sitting on the chair ceiling. I love it well. Like the men had to like grab her from the leg and just carry her back up the elevator.
Seal.
As she seals.
Seal.
Alright, get her in. And she's put in front of the drowsy. The gentleman tells drowsy to emit its dream waves towards Misty and fucking cure the woman. We see a similar process to Hypno's hypnosis as waves start being transmitted to Misty.
Yeah.
Eventually, Misty stops shouting seal and clapping as Brock remarks she's in a deep trance. And after a couple of seconds, drowsy claps, which is great because they mean to have to edit the episode now, and brings Misty out of her trance. She wakes up and asks where she is. Ash says he looks pretty beat, and Misty snaps at him, Ash quipping that she's back to normal. So literally, she has to just go, I don't know, let's just insult this girl. Yeah, she took offence, that's fine. She's fine. So Jenny says it's now time to get the kids back to normal, because they all have homes to go to.
Yeah.
Ash picks up Drowsy and storms outside. Literally just picks up the Drowsy and goes, "Rrr."
Yeah.
Like literally, and
But a sack of potatoes.
He literally is. Like, this isn't just, the show's going, I'm having fun. Like for her to appear, very sloth-like behaviour.
Yeah.
So Missy asked what she was doing, and Ash basically told her she turned completely into a seal. As we do this, because again, we're doing so well in this episode, and then suddenly, oh yeah, shit, Tim Rocket, let's write them in.
It's like they reversed the order. There's a 6 minutes to go in the episode instead of 6 minutes into the episode.
It is a 6 minute rule for Team Rocket. So we do see three glints appear from the sky, and they start coming towards the ground. The team see it, and Ash realizes who it is. It's Team Rocket, and they're paragliding down as they say their motto. Meowth ending with "that's flight" instead for the mandatory Meowth pun of this episode.
Yeah.
To be fair, I didn't have big ones last 2 weeks, so
Yeah.
I'm going to give it this one. Rocket's plan is to swoop down and take both Hypnosis Pokemon, because again, they just want it. They are not like trying to break up the sex cult here. They just want to take the tools of the sex cult for themselves, for their own very naive purposes. So they do swoop down. They're buffeting Ash's party as they both land. Well, I say land. Jesse landed. James fell on his arse, and he bounces out of shots. So Jessie explains their plan is to take both Pokemon, and she quips she'll be dreaming after this. Ha ha ha. She unveils a mirror, which she thinks will make the Pokemon easier to take. Jessie says if the Hypnosis Pokemon have any pride at all, they'll do their thing, basically. And Meowth calling it, and this is a very catchy name, you might want to trademark this, kids. Team Rocket, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the sleepiest of them all, dirty trick strategy. See, rolls off the tongue.
Absolutely.
Rolls off the tongue.
Fantastic marketing.
It is, it's really catchy, like, you know, you can make an acronym of that very quickly. No one's going to try at this point in this podcast, fuck that. James nervously approaches Hypno holding a mirror, asking not to hypnotise him. Then he starts holding the mirror over his face instead, and Hypno starts a routine, and the waves start bouncing back at Hypno.
For no reason.
None at all. Like, I don't know what will happen if you hypnotize a Hypno. Will just like reality just crumble in front of us, you know?
But like, there's no reason for it to do this.
No.
Team Rocket aren't part of the
Reality
cult.
is a lie. We are all just a dream inside of Hypno's head.
That's actually the most profound thing you've ever said in this podcast. So,
are you sure it isn't? I'd like to smell like an elephant.
No, I think that's actually quite par for her core. It's not profound. It's just true. She's, like, we've already accepted this, you know. Like, it's not as if, it's not a secret at this stage, you know. So Missy tells Ash to do something and something fast. So he grabs a potted plant, which he throws, and somehow was able to smash the mirror. Like, by perspective, right? So James is like over there, Ash is here, and was somehow able to like throw a potted plant that landed.
Basically, like an 80-degree angle.
He boomeranged the potted plant around James. I just feel like they needed a stage hands for this. You know, they had no cinematography for this scene at all. That's where the show's going down. Really, not realistic enough. So Hypno seemingly snaps out of it, and Jesse rues at how much they thought up the plan, but they have a backup. Both Jesse and James throw whips at Drowsy and Hypno, and Meowth tells them to fly away with them. James asks why did they do this to begin with.
Yeah.
Jesse quips they had to fill the half an hour. I actually quite like that follow-up, right, to be fair. It's very true to life. So Ash is holding on to Drowsy as Misty brings out Staryu to cut both whips, and then Pidgeotto! Hey, he's back! He's back! He's back, and he gusts Rocket away.
Back from his sunbreak.
Yes, he was on paid leave for 2 weeks. That's what happened. The voice actor was gone, and they didn't want to do anyone else. We don't have anyone else that can do the bird noises. Right around the show. And he's told to give his best shot, and they're blown away eventually. James quips that they were blown sky high, and Meowth confirms what goes up must come down as they fall to their inevitable deaths in the city of Hop 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 Town.
Okay.
So, while we're here, let's give them better ideas. What should Rocket do? So, the scenario is the city of Hop Hop Hop, or North Celadon as we renamed it, has two curious situations developing with Pokemon being lethargic and children going missing. Definitely not connected. Ash's Pikachu is also affected by the phenomenon, and the hero's investigation leads them to a rooftop mansion where the Pokemon Lovers Club meet. So I tell you team, what should Rocket do?
Sorry, go on ahead, Brockbot.
Rock up to the Pokemon Lovers Club.
Right.
Ask to be members.
Yes.
While filling out the forms, steal the Hypno and Drowsy.
Makes sense.
If their aim of this episode is to get the Hypno, so that they can hypnotize their boss to get time off work, then just walk up and, you know, ask to join, be a member, whatever, while the paperwork's being done. Just grab the Pokemon and leave.
Yeah.
Just submit request for a day off, like any employee at any company does.
I get the feeling, James, and call me silly, I don't think Team Rocket have a good record on labour rights. I get the feeling a lot of those workers are non-unionised.
Also, if they are, you know, unionised and have a strong kind of HR system in place, I'm fairly sure James and Jesse's number will have been blocked by the bosses.
100%. Yeah.
Like
they're the ones that keep like buying using up unpaid leave at this point.
And they're like the ones calling like, we got injured. Well, what happened this time? Well, you know, we fell in a hole that we dug. It's like, you can't claim for that. We're not paying.
That's not our fault. That is literally not our fault. That's not our problem. You dug the hole. My plan is actually quite similar to yours, where like it's literally just using the Pokemon Lovers Club against them, right? I'm not going by the whole like, you know, secret sex club here. I'm using it as in like by first principles here. So they have said that they use Drowsy and Hypno to like basically go to sleep.
Yeah.
Then just wait until nighttime.
Yeah.
Wait until nighttime until they all go, like they literally are just going into a mansion to have a kip. So literally wait until they all have a kip. Unless they have a rota now, that could fuck things up. But literally wait until they have a kip.
But even if there's a rota, there's less of them awake and there's more chance of getting away.
But here's the thing, right? Here's the kicker, right? What I would do as well, you see, I would let this play out between Ash, Brock and Misty, right? Where they could come in, right? And again, Misty got a demonstration. This could play out a different way. Ash and Brock could come in. They get a demonstration. They go, oh, well, they got put to sleep as well. And then Hypno, Drowsy, and Pikachu all in one fell swoop.
Yeah, that is a great shout.
Storm the Pokemon Center while the Pokemon are being lethargic.
Yeah.
There's not going to be a fight being
Are
put
you
up.
changing your apply to HR for time off?
I mean, I've been shut down on there being a HR, so...
Well, they have the R right, but the H not so much. Like, is that good? Was that clever? Yeah. Yeah, I hate myself.
But no, like, there's Pokemon up for grabs there.
Definitely, yeah. That's
Just
an
get
option.
them out of the town,
Yeah.
and they'll be fine again. But by that stage, they'll already be captured.
Absolutely, yeah. So there's options there, is what we're trying to say. Yeah, so that's it. What plan do we think would be better? So
I go with yours.
I gotta go with yours.
Fair enough, yeah, okay. I'm happy with that. I'm glad to give alternatives to the Pokemon Lovers Club as well, but it's going by how I've assassinated them here in this podcast. Maybe not so much. Right then, so, not wasting any time, Brock tells the group to hurry up and use the Drowsy. Drowsy sends out waves to the children who all start dreaming. That's not the Drowsy, by the way. Although it is a very drowsy animal.
Yeah.
In fairness. So Pikachu does the same until Drowsy claps and everyone wakes up at the same time. So the kids wake up and try figuring out where they are, what they're doing, and how not to tell their mothers about this. So
They have no memory of what was done on them in the last 3 days.
it doesn't. Yeah, they have no memory at all. Yeah, it's funny how that works, isn't it? Yes. So they obviously are trying to figure out what they are and who they are. Some of them want to be Pokemon trainers. Some of them are firemen, doctors. You know, they've all got hopes and dreams that the Pokemon Lovers Club have obviously helped out in some regard.
Paid them off.
Paid them off, yeah.
How else would you afford to go to med school?
Exactly, yeah, that's true. So we hear the voice of the mother beforehand, and we see her hug Arnold, who actually does look a bit like Ash, to his credit. Like, he kind of has greener hair, like baggier clothes, but you can kind of you can see there's a little bit of comparison there.
Fair enough.
Brock then reminds Ash that they have to go to the Pokemon Center too, because there is a Charmander that could fucking die any second.
Charmander.
Just throwing it out there. We want to save the Pokemon too. So then Drowsy does his thing to the Pokemon we've seen before, and Joy is relieved to see they're all back to normal. Well, I say all. Misty speculates what the Pokemon could have been dreaming about, as Brock thinks they were dreaming about getting stronger and evolving. Misty quickly.
Oh, don't start trying to get deep.
In fairness, they're still animals. So they're literally thinking about fighting and food.
Yeah.
That's literally like that. I mean, again, we know we have animals ourselves.
Yeah.
I imagine my dog literally only thinks about fighting and potentially digging in for truffles. That's about it. She's a very horny animal. That's all she cares about. So Misty
Ours just dreams about the car.
Yes. And running after cars.
Yeah. And running around them.
Again, going with the breed, I think it makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So Misty obviously remarks then she dreams about that too, while Ash takes the credit for solving the case. I mean, he didn't do anything.
No, there was no solving. They literally just...
The case was solved around him.
Yes.
Like Brock came up with the solutions and Rees-Mogg agreed to them all.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yes, no, you're
Listen, we do what the boss says.
Yes. Well, how can we possibly argue with the gym leader?
Who am I to question the founder? I mean, the gym leader.
Yes. So, obviously both Brock and Misty shut him down on that. Joy sighs. Brock slides in to help, but she says that one Pokemon is still holding its head. And Brock says he'll handle it because helping Pokemon is the reason he exists. Joy agrees that maybe he can help it, so you take it. I love that. Again, this is meant to be it's a Pokemon Center. We've established that trainers bring their Pokemon here to get healed.
Yeah.
This is someone else's Psyduck that we've just stolen. We have someone nicked. To be fair, don't buy this thing. It's an erotic. We've probably done that fucking that trainer a favour.
Yeah.
No, I'd imagine it's here. This is my or someone just dropped it up and
Hi, I ran over this. Can you check
it was an unwanted pet.
Yeah.
That was it. It's just it's yeah.
Mine's broken. I'm bringing it back. I can't bring it back. Okay, I'm just dropping it here.
I can actually make that sense. Yeah. Because we do see Psyducks later on in the show where are really capable and know what they're doing. And, So
it is known about Psyducks that they have a migraine. So
it is part of their canon, yeah.
Yeah.
So either way, we see Psyduck then walking along as Ash sarcastically says to Brock that he could handle it, and there's a great mental image of everyone's walking along, but Psyduck is kind of following them, like a lost puppy, which is kind of cute.
You guys.
Wait for me. So Brock says it's a water Pokemon and suggests Misty takes it instead. And Misty says
it needs to be cared for. You're a girl.
Yes. Use your girl powers on it. Make it feel loved or something. I don't know. Missy says no, she doesn't want a boring Pokemon.
It's not boring though. I like Psyduck.
In fairness, I kind of see Missy's point here. Like, there's a lot of water Pokemon, and Psyduck is not first dibs on that. Like, tier list wise, it's D at best. Like
I think Goldeen is maybe the only thing I'd have like ranked water Pokemon I'd have ranked below it.
You see, to kind of counter that though, Goldeen has a purpose. You know, like you can use Waterfall with Goldeen. You can use it as a HM slate. Golduck is the best it can do with Surf.
Yeah.
I don't think it even died down. It's such a shit water Pokemon in that sense. And it's not even brave enough to be a Psychic type either.
Yeah, that's annoying.
Yeah, like that's a thing in hindsight, but I guess like they just never got around to it.
They already had Starmie, so
that's
they
it.
didn't
Yeah,
double up too much.
They didn't want to fucking double up. Yeah, I mean, like we want to keep these type brands unique. You know, like Water Psychic
and Pure Water
and
Pure Water
and Pure Water and more Pure Water. Absolutely, we need more water. You know, like once you get like some more intriguing fire type combinations like Fire Fighting, Grass Poison, Psychic Fairy, we never want to do them again. You know, clearly. Yeah, she doesn't want it. The Pokedex then chimes in to say that it constantly suffers from headaches. So Missy obviously doesn't like that and trips over it again. She's gone very clumsy lately, I've noticed. Because she tripped over in the 2 episodes ago as well. Yeah. So as she does that, a Pokeball rolls out of her pocket. And
this is farcical.
This is towards the Psyduck, and Psyduck taps it itself to enlarge the ball, and then taps it again and goes straight inside the ball. It's literally like such a like nerd. It literally like caught itself.
Yes,
I
liked that.
That was so funny. That was really good. So Ashley then congratulates her on catching it, and Misty says she now has the headache. Ha 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 ha. Comedy stylings of Misty. And the narrator congratulates Misty as well, but she says not to. And we end the episode with Psyduck in the ball, not registering what happened.
Yeah.
And that's the end of our episode.
Yeah.
So, we actually have quite a busy Pokédex this week, because we've seen 3 new Pokemon.
Yeah.
So,
Psyduck.
Yes, so let's start with Psyduck, shall we? Obviously, you just said you marked yourself as one of your personal favourites. You do like Psyduck?
Yeah, I just liked him as a character. As we're going, I remember watching these episodes and I loved how annoying he was.
Unlike Staryu and Starmie, it has some personality.
Yeah, that's what I liked about it.
Makes sense.
That's fair. Again, the kind of great irony of Psyduck is that it's not actually meant to be a duck. It's a platypus.
Platypus, yeah.
Which is kind of the irony of it there, because it's the
duck bill.
The duck bill that gets given away, but it's also like it's obviously bright yellow, so it's kind of inspired by like a rubber duck.
Yeah.
So it's a rubber duck with a platypus nose, essentially, which is kind of I think it's kind of funny. Obviously, it's meant to be a Psyduck. Again, the hilarious thing is that it's just like it's not even a psychic type and doesn't even evolve to be a psychic type, which is a bit of a shame, as we said. Fun fact, by the way, did you know for Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, at one point it was going to be Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Psyduck.
Oh. I mean, okay.
Yeah. So
you can see the sense in that.
You can, and
same as you could say it could have been Clefairy as well. It's all what could you possibly see be a mascot, and what are the cute things that are easily marketable.
Yeah.
So
because you have that with Clefairy as well. At times. Yeah.
Let's go Clefairy. Let's go Psyduck. Could happen.
And again, it's a weird one because the reason they didn't go for it, in the end, was because it's the same colour as Pikachu. Yeah. They're both yellow. So they wanted to go, like, they've always done that with colour coding with Pokemon anyway. They always go for opposite colours. Yeah. So Eevee was brown. So it's okay, there's a separation there, you know. Yeah. Which kind of does make sense. Fun fact, actually, Junichi Masuda, who's one of the founding members of Game Freak, Psyduck is his favourite Pokemon.
Oh.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so there you go. And
not alone.
Yeah.
He's not my favourite Pokemon.
No, that's fair. You do have other favourites. There's an elephant after all. But incidentally, obviously the Japanese name is Koduk, which literally means child duck. So there you go. As simple as that. So that's all about Psyduck. Not much to do. Again, it's a very kind of plain Pokemon, all things considered, really. Yeah. So yeah, it's pretty much that. Now let's move on to Drowsy and Hypno. So as we mentioned earlier on, Drowsy is based on the Baku, which is a Japanese myth of a creature who eats the bad dreams of sleeping people. Originally, they were designed to be tapers, or like you know, like as I say, elephants as well, so forth. But mostly tapirs, and hence why Drowsy looks like a tapir as well. And it's actually meant to be particularly a Malayan temper because it has the dual colouring. So you know how the Drowsy has a gold and then brown?
Yeah.
The Malayan tapir has it's black and white.
Nice.
Okay.
As you can see there, which is it's actually quite a cute little creature there. To be fair, I do like tapirs. I don't know what it is. They just look like flawed in some way.
Yeah.
It's like someone like trying to badly draw an elephant.
Yeah, it's
you know?
like you're like describing what an elephant looks like to a child, expecting them to draw.
It's an elephant put in the wash a few times. Yeah. So yeah, it's as simple as that. Then, fun fact: Drowsy and Hypno are the only non-poison type Pokemon to learn poison gas.
I'm always surprised seeing that they're not psychic poison types.
Yeah,
They seem like they'd make sense with that.
it would kind of, but like I said, it's literally just because they learn poison gas. They don't have anything other poison around them, I guess. Yeah. But it also makes them, I think, equally as creepy because they don't poison gas. Like it'll knock someone out, and then hypnotize them as well.
Yep.
But I suppose, like from a competitive sense, if you want to call it that, it's just like they can put people to sleep or poison them.
Yeah,
so it just makes
absolutely.
them trickier that way. So yeah, it's pretty much simple as that. Drowsy is obviously literally the word drowsy, and it's the same in Japan, Japanese, where the actual like name of the Pokemon is called Sleep, or Sleep E. Right?
Yeah.
So
They can be a bit more on the nose with the names.
they've fucking very long nose, to be fair. Yeah. But yeah, so Drowsy is specifically about the Baku. So Hypno, on the other hand, is again a bit more of a humanoid type, really.
Yeah.
But I actually, animal wise, it's probably closer to a proboscis monkey with the kind of the nose it has. So again, we kind of probably know about the proboscis that has the kind of like the bigger, like pronounced snout, the wider snout. So Hypno kind of has that same nose. But definitely it's a kind of a combination of that and a tapir, and obviously just a fucking like humanoid
guy.
Yeah. Also another thing that also has is kind of white frill.
Yeah.
So you could argue it's kind of a vulture inspiration as well.
Never would have picked Vulture for it.
Neither would I now, in fairness. But like I said, it has a kind of the ruffled neck, but I don't think it's meant to be either. So it's there's not much else to be about it. Obviously, still kind of directly based by the Baku mythology, and that's essentially it. Really, there's not much else to them. It's just a really creepy Pokemon, to be honest.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It's really, really sinister. There's always
am
one.
I right in saying that when in the yellow game, the first time you come across a Hypno, it's because a creepy old man in like a wizard suit? Or is that just something from my nightmares?
I think you may have nightmared that.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on.
What creepy old man?
What wizard?
Do you know there's like as you're walking to one of the routes that is originally closed, and you've got to go through that little like guy, and he's like, "Oh, bring me back a soda" or something like that.
Okay.
There's like a load of people dotted around, and most of them have like ratatas and like handy things, and then all of a sudden there's this like guy in like robes, and he has a Hypno.
Could be a magician.
Juggler, maybe.
Juggler, that's what it's
Yeah, juggler, yeah, could be.
Anyway.
Yeah, that is a trainer type in Gen 1. So it could be the case.
Okay. That's me trying to quip in with some actual Pokemon.
Yep.
And no, if anything, you just like melded in your own potential trauma.
As happens regularly on this.
It really does. If anything, like this is like your fucking like therapy session as well. It's like, Barbara, how do you feel about other girls? Do you think they smell weird? Where do you think this came from? Just give an example of how creepy Hypno is as a Pokemon. The dex entry for Fire Red, a bit of spoilers for hopefully a future entry of who's that Pokemon. It carries a pendulum-like device. There once was an incident in which it took away a child it hypnotized. So there you go. It's literally canon. It's established that they take children.
Like you saw that incident happen in Fire Red as well.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, Hypno is obviously a shortening of hypnosis, but it also comes from the Greek word for sleep.
Yeah,
which is hypnos.
All makes sense.
Yeah. So there you go. And again, Japanese, they really don't do much with the name. It's called Sleeper.
So Sleepy and Sleeper.
Sleepy and Sleeper, yeah, exactly. And yeah, that's pretty much it then. So in terms of the Pokedex, we're really ramping up now, folks. We've seen 55.
Still caught 12.
Still caught 12. Yeah, we're not counting Misty here. Fuck that, like, you know. If anything, she's actually caught more Pokemon than Ash has, if you do the numbers.
Staryu, Starmie,
Goldeen,
Horsey, Psyduck, Horsey.
Yeah.
That's 5.
That's 5. Yeah, I mean,
Togepi?
Togepi
Well,
will
she
be
hasn't
1.
done yet.
Not yet, but she will.
Yeah.
You know.
Happy yet.
Yeah. If anything, they're all bad at catching Pokemon. To be fair, although in fairness, they're gym leaders, so they only favour one type. So you know.
Yeah.
Either way, that is the Hypno level done. We don't need to talk about Hypno and its strange habits,
Thank Christ.
its problematic issues again.
Thank Christ.
And we're going to follow this up with some sweet, delicious filler next week.
No!
Again! Because we all know you love filler.
Yay!
Yes, hooray! We get a chance to talk bollocks again for another half an hour. So, with that in mind, guys, thank you very much for listening to this episode. Hopefully you enjoyed it more than we did. Talking about the Pokemon Lovers Club and how definitely on the level they are. Expect to see them up before the trial very soon. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode and all of our ramblings. If you did, you can listen to more of it on the Low Blows Network. We are on every week to talk about another Pokemon episode. And again, we have such a great lineup coming in store. You're going to just love all of our tangents because literally that's the only thing about these fucking episodes at this stage. Perhaps you were watching this
We'll
on...
sell it.
Yeah, I just... Look, I'm being honest, right? I'm an honest salesman, right? You might be watching the video version of this on the Nerds Are Us channel. Hopefully, if you are, thank you very much. And you may have subscribed to the channel in the meantime. They do some good stuff there. And you may be listening to this on our own feed at Monday Madness. So follow us on Monday Madness LP on Twitter to keep track of everything that we're doing. And also then subscribe to us on YouTube, where we do rake loads of stuff from the gaming playthroughs, the podcast, and all other stuff in between. So until then, guys, thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Bye!
Bye.